seconds. Now I gotta use my thumbs and speak. We podcasting. See, that worked because I actually wrote that and said it at the same time. You don't have to think.
Ah, that makes sense.
Right? Hashtag Twitch, right? Hashtag podcast. This is good. This isn't a premature.
This is phenomenal.
We did not start prematurely. This is fantastic. Welcome to Shootin the Shibby. I'm Spencer.
Hey, I'm Bob.
I'm Ness.
You are? Oh, yeah, right. Russell! This is the super spooky 35th episode, Halloween.
Could also be seen as a Nintendo episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Who could forget the most famous Nintendo character? Blue shirt guy.
Well, I mean, we have the guy that slayed Yoshi and wore his body, and then Ness in 30 years.
Ness after eating too many hamburgers at the local joints.
Nonsense. You got that beard that Ness is known for, though. It ties it all together. Hold on.
You know, the fact that I'm not 12.
That too. Oh, shit, I forgot to put the link.
Accurate.
Twitch.tv/shootin.
We're professional.
Shootin.
I mean, to be fair, I said, are we good to start 5 times? And they're like, yeah, just start.
I said just start.
I said no to all those times. You know, it's whatever. It's cool.
Whatever. Welcome, everyone,
Your
to the 35th
opinion
episode
matters.
of Shootin the Shibby. I'm Brian, the only one who matters. Bob kind of matters, and then there's some douchebag over there.
I mean, to be fair, if I wasn't here, this podcast wouldn't be here.
That's not true. We know we know how to do stuff now.
If you weren't here, we wouldn't have the mixer, and it would just be Spencer and I talking into the Blue Yeti.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for being
That
here
is
so we can
true.
use your stuff.
That is true. And if
The mixer's all of ours. Thank you.
This is
well,
true.
now it is the old one.
If we split up, I want a third of that
Actually,
mixer.
Technically, if I wasn't here, I'd still have my old mixer.
Way to go, Spencer.
Press F to pay respects.
Spencer learned a meme today.
Just saying.
And you're the meme. I don't know if you've been on Facebook, you see the press F for respects, like when somebody gets hurt or, I don't know, I did it over a car axle, but it turns out it's from Call of Duty. It turns out it's from Call of Duty on PC.
Advanced Warfare.
On PC, because you can't press F on a controller with only squares and triangles.
Actually, it could be on the console.
Yeah, you learned that out the hard way.
Some consoles allow you to use a mouse and keyboard.
Yes, I learned I don't know where the consoles are, or where the PlayStation symbol buttons are very well. We're if you haven't been tuning in with us, which you should, we've been streaming Until Dawn, which I must say is one of the most frightening video games I've ever played in my entire life.
I love it.
Me too.
I hate the fact that I love it.
Same. It's horror masochism. I love how much it hurts me. But it's not even. It's just so psychologically thrilling. It just I don't know. The doll and the neck snapping and because it has jump scares. I know we mentioned jump scares a few episodes ago, but I'm starting to learn that there's different kinds of jump scares. There's cheap ones where you'll be watching a movie projected on there and it ends with a spoopy face,
Like that ghost.
Right, precisely.
Well, the ghost when you're walking down the hallway and it just you stop for a second and then it pops out. I'm like, oh, you didn't earn that.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely
Cheap thrills.
Cheap. I like cheap thrills.
That's the sea of jump scares.
3 out of 10. Didn't even jump.
I love Sia.
But no, but the jump scare with the doll, there was so much to what happened there because not only
they earned that one.
Explain the scene for those who haven't seen the episode.
Right. So the way the game plays out, spoiler alert, it came out in 2015. You don't have an excuse, but just in case, spoilers. The way the game plays out, a bunch of friends go to a cabin in the woods, 2 go missing, and a year later they still can't find them, and we as the player,
dead.
They're presumed dead. As we a player, we know that there's a third-party psychopath of sorts that we didn't know what the premise was, but we knew that there was something else going on. They just didn't disappear. But long story short, the reason why one of the girls ran out in the first place is because she had a huge crush on Mike, and she was so excited to meet Mike.
Hannah was the nerdy girl, and Mike was the cute jock boy. And she had a crush on Mike, and in the diary that we read, she was like, "Oh, Mike, I don't know if Mike's coming. I don't know if Mike's coming. Mike's confirmed coming. I'm so happy," and whatever. And they wanted to play a prank on her, saying that Mike was into her and asked her to come into this room at 1 a.m. And then she starts to kind of get undressed for him, and then somebody makes a sound. She goes, "Who's there?" And they all come out. They all have their phones out and cameras out.
And they're filming
Right.
and kind of being dicks.
Yeah, no, they're being jerks.
No, 100%.
They're being huge jerks to this poor girl. And she runs out of the house crying. And everyone's like, it's just a prank can. My favorite
Just
line.
a prank hand.
It's like that's basically the meme of the
I
game.
tried to save her and I killed both of them.
Well, one is confirmed dead. The other is MIA.
This is true. This is true. She is
They're
just
both
Because for all the dead people, we have seen their bodies.
Who are you talking about?
Emily's the bitchy Asian looking
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
We don't know what's happening to her.
Exactly.
right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You haven't seen her body, so
I
you
ended up
don't know.
killing Matt. Was it?
You killed Matt.
Yes.
Matt got a mouthful.
So, oh yeah, he did.
Matt got a mouthful, and Jess.
He's hooked on phonics.
Jess could be a new member of Kiss right now.
Oh.
She got so surprised her jaw dropped to the floor.
Oh.
That was my B. I couldn't find the buttons in time.
Didn't somebody else die?
They all died.
Oh, Josh died.
Josh died, yes.
Yeah, Josh died too.
And so did Chris.
But you think Josh is the
No,
psychopath?
Chris is alive.
No.
No, Chris
Remember,
is dead.
we ended.
Oh,
we ended
that's
because
right.
he shot.
We ended
he
'cause
blew
he
his
shot
brains
I
himself.
out.
got a bad feeling about suicide.
Yeah, we haven't seen Chris's dead body yet, to be fair. We
That's
just
true,
know
actually.
that a gunshot went off. You know what?
What you trying to say there?
I'm trying to say that The Walking Dead had someone get shot in the eye and he lived. So
And
maybe
then
Chris is
another guy
alive.
surrounded by.
If they don't have a brain, then what does it matter?
He was surrounded by walkers and hid for like a week under a freaking dumpster. I'm still pissed off about
That show
that.
sucks.
Which show was that?
The Walking Dead.
I never saw one episode.
Love the show.
Don't.
Absolutely love the show, but
I heard amazing
It's
things
garbage.
about it.
The first few
the first
seasons
like 4 seasons were amazing.
are really good, and then
Right.
it gets really bad. Basically, going to Alexandria was the worst thing for them.
It was the writing, at least, I think, because it had a great storyline. It followed the comics fairly well. There are a couple times where they, kind of went off, but after season 1, they
making
actually
a whole
fired the entire
making a
writing
main
staff.
character that's not in the comic.
Yeah. I mean, I could see where you're going to
A
have
fan favorite
artistic
character
liberties
who's not in the
and everything.
comic.
Yeah.
But no, Until Dawn, great game. Many different endings. You can save all of them, or you can kill all of them.
No, it is pretty
Right now,
awesome
we're
what
on the
you do.
kill everyone path.
We're doing the genocide route.
Spencer.
I'm not doing it on purpose. You shoot one squirrel, the whole game goes to hell.
Press circle. Damn it. Q to E. Press triangle. Damn it.
It's a lot quicker than that. Okay, it's a lot quicker than that. And I had to look at the controller.
To be fair, he didn't punch the dog, and that's all that matters.
He did it by accident because he couldn't get to it in
He
time.
did accidentally not punch the dog.
Well, I'm very happy I accidentally did not punch the dog. Also,
Or the reindeer.
let's put some context to this for the people that weren't watching.
There was a wolf that barked at him because that's what dogs and wolves do. They bark and they
It was
growl.
one of the-
He
we
didn't
s-
go jumping towards you.
We saw
He
the
stood
psychopath.
there.
We saw the psychopath go
You
in
saw
there.
a guy.
Yeah, it's
Stop ruining the story.
I'm not ruining the
how-
story.
this is
How do you know he's a psychopath?
Because it's what I thought, and that's what
The
made it.
psychopath's in the house. How do you know he's out over there in the church? He's not Jason Voorhees. He can't warp.
Whatever.
then
There's-
again though, the psychopath was outside. We think with the cheerleader
I'm
girl
just saying,
and the other guy.
you've never fully confirmed.
I'm just gonna call her cheerleader. I don't
who
think
the
she's
person
concerned.
was.
I'm more concerned who the hell hooked up Matt. Like who's that thing or person or it? That they're in a cave. I don't know. Yeah, I know you know, but
I know, but I can't tell you.
Well, I don't want you to tell me. I'm
Then
having
don't
fun.
ask.
I'm asking for the sake of the conversation, Brian. Thank you, live studio attendee. God, this Yoshi hat is hot.
Take it off.
All right, fine.
Place it on the table or something.
The-
So Yoshi's decapitated head can just sit on the table.
It actually does kind of look really decrepit when you take it off like that and just dangle it.
It's the lifeless eyes.
Right.
I think it's the eyes that
It looks
really.
one of those-
You know those like you ever see Princess Mononoke?
If I can, what?
Princess Mononoke.
fuck is that?
Miyazaki film.
I never saw any Miyazaki film. We've been over this multiple times.
Okay, well, the Princess Mononoke, she wears like a lion pelt on her head or a
Right.
wolf pelt or whatever. She wears an animal pelt on her head, and I was like, it's like if you, I was like,
talking to the
Yoshi
microphone a little
head.
bit?
I am talking to the
There we
mic.
go. A little bit.
It's like with the Yoshi head. You're wearing it like you just skinned a Yoshi.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, I've seen that.
You a Yoshi.
For those that can't see because you're listening, it's pretty much a dangle. The way the hat wears is like Yoshi's mouth is where your head goes, And so without your head in there, it's just Yoshi's mouth is cut off from the bottom, and it's just dangling as I hold it from his eyes, which is
looks
also
like
the
Jess.
top of his head. Yeah, kind of does look like Jess from Until Dawn.
She doesn't have a mouth.
She also is dead, just like Yoshi. Yeah, oh.
She died because of another fuck up of Spencer's.
Everyone died because of me.
Yeah, I don't think I've killed anyone yet.
I don't.
You killed Josh.
Did I kill Josh?
You chose to kill
You chose
Josh.
to kill Josh.
Was there a way to?
that's
Well,
right.
there was a way to save them both. Was there? I mean, since that
I
part's
still-
over.
Leading up to it. you
I
had to do
still
something,
say
but you
Josh
didn't
is the
do
killer,
thing.
even though
At
he's
that
dead.
at that point, there was no saving. You had to choose one or the other.
Pretty much.
You say pretty much.
Pretty much.
Can you say what we could have done leading up to it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We don't want to ruin things here.
I
As
am,
I swing my
however,
decapitated Yoshi.
as you throw him off the set.
I dropped it.
I am excited to get this game finished so we can kind of have a debrief afterwards and just be like, okay, here's what happened. Brian, how could we have saved X, Y, and Z character?
Because Brian, clearly, because you played this game once, therefore you're the zeitgeist and you know everything about it. You can answer all of our questions.
I've looked up everything and I watched like other playthroughs and
do you think it's worth playing again instead, or do you think?
I'd say like one more time probably. It's worth playing again just to kind of like speed run through.
I'd play it one more time. Maybe like play
Because
a game in
since-
between, but then
Since we missed stuff, we're not gonna get the super secret thing at the end because you need to get everything to get that.
well, yeah.
So we're gonna miss out on that. I mean, you can look that up if you want to, or if you want to do it again, we can play again.
But does that mean everyone has to live?
I think you need everyone to live to get it. Yeah, you do because if they die, then you could miss something up ahead,
True.
which would then you would miss a clue, and that can't give you the super.
But then we
secret
pretty much have to
chocolatey-
look up how to not
special
kill
ones.
anybody.
I know what to do. I know what to do in every scenario.
All right. We might.
So you
Step
can
one:
help
don't
us.
suck at the QTEs.
Step 2: give the controller to Bob.
Every QTE. I just watched. It's just funny because Mike's like, Jessica, I gotta save her. Fuck. 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 Just watching Mike fall over everything. I'm gonna save you, Jessica. Trips over his own shoelace. Fuck.
World's most clumsy saver.
Yes, just to clarify, the way this game plays out is it kind of goes back and forth. You play. There's like we'll say I don't know. It's something like eight. Okay, there is 8 of them, and you kind of play the game. It's almost like a Goosebumps book where you got to pick and choose your destiny per se based on the pages. You get to pick and choose certain variables as they go along. Like if 2 of the kids are arguing, you can antagonize it, or you can try and diffuse it. You can choose to shoot an inanimate object or an innocent squirrel. You can then see that squirrel later in the game as it's taxidermied to a plank. One thing I was noticing is they really are anti-animal abuse in that game.
I think there's something early in the game that says don't hurt the wildlife. Is kind of like a clue.
That's
like,
really not
don't fuck with the animals.
Oh, it's probably
because
like a sign or something.
I think it was a sign somewhere that said don't mess with the wildlife. And then in every single scenario, if you find some sort of animal or wildlife out there, you're not supposed to do anything to it.
Right. Well, you know,
I think the wolf and the elks were the last like major
Animal things?
thing we deal with. So yeah,
well, I mean, the
I know
elk.
I had a chance to throw a snowball at a bird, and I didn't.
good job.
See, I like animals, Spencer.
Spencer just doesn't like animals
I just fucking hate squirrels.
The entire true.
and cats and dogs and. all
I love
animals.
dogs.
I told you guys on the podcast
Cats are hit and miss.
why I hate squirrels, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I actually kind of forget.
Squirrel got you grounded.
Yes. Squirrels got me grounded. Got into my house, ate nuts, made a mess. Parents blamed me.
It's fantastic.
Ruined my birthday party in 5th grade.
5th grade.
5th grade.
Damn, dude, you had a few years on you at that point.
My parents
was
got
about
me
to
an
make a
ice cream
very
cake for my
true.
birthday and set it outside
They
to
smashed-
thaw. And the squirrel got into the box somehow, ate half of the cake.
Oh, this wasn't the same day. I thought your
Oh,
birthday
no.
was ruined because the squirrel ate your nuts.
No. It was a span of like probably a month. It all happened in 1 month.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Damn, they were out to get you.
And they also ruined my Christmas dessert because they ate the fudge that my mom made.
pack a lot of fudge in that cake.
Well, we've
Now-
stopped since putting fudge and things outside on the back deck to thaw. Probably a good
Why did you
idea.
just put like a cage around it?
Well, that's the thing. The fudge was in a Tupperware container.
That's not a cage. That's
It got
plastic.
the lid off.
It
It took the.
It probably could
Squirrels
jump
don't
on
have
it.
thumbs.
Yeah, but they could jump on it, and just
Okay.
the lid goes concave and comes right off. That easy.
How heavy of a squirrel is it going to take to
It
pop off of a
jumped.
thing?
I don't know. You tell me it happened to you.
With determination, they could do anything.
That
Pretty
is true.
much. Those fuckers are loud too. Like where I move, there's squirrels everywhere, and they almost sound like parakeets. Like they make these weird noises.
They do make weird
They were
noises.
pretty loud when we were at your house.
I saw when we were at Ryder, I was with Eric and we were just walking back, and all of a sudden I saw a squirrel in the tree, and it was just like, and we're just like we're staring at it like, is it in pain? Do we help it? It's kind of positioned if it's giving birth. Oh,
Lassie, what are you doing?
No, it was giving birth on the tree.
Oh.
So we dipped.
Birthing squirrels.
Birth is beautiful.
The miracle of nature.
So I have a question for you guys. I was talking about this like a week or two ago.
Okay.
I was at a family party, and it's a legitimate question. So you know how everyone has that question of like, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
And everyone that's,
I've lost
it's like
friends over this,
Is
but
water
yes,
wet?
go ahead.
battle for that. But here's a real question: would you consider a hamburger a sandwich?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's meat and 2 buns.
Damn it! I hope you guys would have been on the other side of this. I
You
also
know, a
agree with
hamburger is totally not a sandwich. It's completely different. Cold cuts are a sandwich.
What he
Hot
said.
meat is hamburgers.
Cheap hamburgers.
Hamburgers.
Bambi burgers?
No, I also said because I was talking to my sister about it, and I was like, it's 2 pieces of bread and something in the middle. It's a sandwich.
I've also heard fast food workers call hamburgers sandwiches, so I guess I'm jaded in that sense. So
Okay, here's one for you. Is a wrap a sandwich?
No, it's a
No,
wrap.
it's a wrap.
Touche.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
Podcast
not
over.
very
That's a
smart.
wrap.
All right. No, but
Welcome to Shootin the Shibby. It's 3 guys agreeing with each other.
Now here's a real question.
unless
Is
you
cold-
should get fast food delivered, then
then in that case, you're
that case,
literally
Still
saying
waiting
eat
for
shit,
I'm
Bob.
still waiting for my Chinese pizza.
Chinese pizza
Here's
burger.
your real question for you: is cold cuts between 2 pieces of bread a sandwich?
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
obviously.
I just ironically described a sandwich.
Oh,
to
I
make-
was like,
Oh,
that's
you're
a joke.
serious. I'm like,
No,
no, it's a hoagie.
it's actually a hoagie.
It's a
You have to say it with
sub.
a Philly accent.
You have to say it to go fuck yourself.
it's called a sub. All right, I think we got one.
Hoagie.
Sub in
It's a sub. No, it's a submarine sandwich. It looks like a sub. It's not even a hoagie. What the fuck's a hoagie?
It's a hoagie.
I go to my favorite place in Princeton called Submarine Heaven. It's fantastic. Shout out to Hoagie Haven.
Best sandwich place ever.
But can we all agree that if you call it a grinder, you're wrong and you don't deserve to?
What the hell's a grinder?
apparently
dating
it's
app for
it's-
gay dudes.
It's another word for a hoagie.
Someone thought I was gay over the weekend. I got
Oh.
talking to a girl
Oh.
for 2.5 hours, and she hadn't given. It was all platonically or not platonic. I forgot which way that word means. The part where I'm not trying to get her number, although and actually I'm getting her number, but
You're terrible at this.
it was.
I did the thing, but I didn't do it. And then I went to the store, but I didn't. And then I didn't go outside, but I did. Great.
Well, it's just towards the end of the conversation, it's like, wait, she's like, you're gay, right? I'm like, nah. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, it's cool. If that's the worst thing anyone calls me, then I did pretty good. I don't care. Dude, I don't care if someone calls me gay. I don't have a masculinity complex. I wrench on things. It's manly. Mostly Volkswagens and scooters. Not so manly, but it's whatever. I am who I am, and I'm not afraid. I'm Spencer, and I'm proud.
You know, if he didn't care, he wouldn't be protesting this much. But
Exactly.
As he goes on, you could just.
I'm
feel
starting my own
his
slow clap in the background.
inferiority complex. Just
Thank
keeps
you.
getting
Oh,
worse.
this
Thank you.
sounds great.
I'll be here all night. Try
This
the
sounds-
try the deal.
And
Well,
there
that's
goes,
why-
there goes like the 2 people listening to just close the app.
Welp. And I helped.
I don't even remember what I was going to say because Spencer was too busy clapping.
I'm just so proud of myself.
Jason Garrett over here.
You know what? I was also confused by
Sports
the word.
fans, that one's for you.
I was confused by the word nuance. So I've been hearing a lot, especially in politics, the whole like.
Wait.
I have a nuance.
I don't understand the word clavicle.
You never said when someone thought you were gay? What was happening? Where were you?
Oh,
how did it happen?
I was at Bond
What was
Street
going
Bar.
on?
I was at Bond Street Bar out drinking with my brother, which means he was just spoon feeding me beer because he's a very bulky rugby guy and can drink twice as much as me.
Spencer's coming out as a gay furry.
We were. Yes, I'm a gay Yoshi.
Yoshis are females.
What?
Anyway, continue.
Wait, hold on.
Continue.
No, this is way more important. Yoshis
Ignore
are
that.
females. How
Yes.
the hell do they reproduce? Yoshis
Eggs.
are all
They lay
females.
eggs.
No, but they have to fuck to get the eggs.
What do you think Mario does with those mushrooms?
He gets high. Whoa, original joke.
I
Anyway,
hate every time.
No, nothing really came from it. I just had
Birdo-
conversations.
Birdo's-
Apparently,
Birdo's a dude.
what?
Birdo's a dude.
No.
yeah,
Birdo's a dude.
Birdo's a dude.
What? The pink one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
With the
With the bow?
gigantic. Yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't follow your gender stereotype rules.
No, it doesn't. Also,
Toad
how
and
do they
Toadette
know?
are asexual.
Well, they're fungus, so I guess that makes sense. But how is Birdo? What confirmed that?
Nintendo.
When? Like, no, what was...
in one of the
give me the
instruction books
content.
it says Birdo blah 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 he blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but also Nintendo was also encouraging screen watching in Mario Kart. In the battle
So how does
instructions-
encouraging screen watching also disprove their ability to decide a gender?
Because
for
they didn't
something?
give a fuck when they wrote the shit in the instruction manuals.
They never said otherwise. Birdo's always been a dude.
Well, of course. And also, didn't Mario come from, what's the guy's name again? Michio, Mr. Miyagi.
Excuse me?
What's...
Yeah, Mario came from Mr. Miyagi. Go on.
No, what's
Tell me Mario's backstory.
He
He was an artist. He was an artist living in New Zealand, and Mr. Miyagi came in and said, "Mario, I'm going to teach you to go to the Mushroom Kingdom."
Did he perform the Fumble Rooski while you're at it, or
Did he get there in a spingly wing dervish?
That's, well, how else do you get off New Zealand? New Zealand Airlines.
New Zealand, it's
New
Zealand. New Zealand. It's right next to Germany.
Oh, it is now.
Yeah, in the Mushroom Kingdom, it is.
I'm gonna.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons where they ask where they are and
I
they
just
show
need to-
all their neighboring states, and it's states that are nowhere near each other.
I just need to reboot for a second. That was so many different.
I was trying to think of what's the furthest place from New Zealand I can think of.
Germany.
America?
Well, no, America's closer.
Oh,
Oh,
let's
yeah,
say
I
America's
guess.
closer than Germany.
It might be. So if they're digging a hole, are they like, what are you digging to Germany?
yeah? What is that? Like, if you're sitting there, because in America, I'm digging to China. What is it in other countries?
I mean, I guess whatever on the polar opposite. If you're
Are
on
you
the north,
digging to like the Pacific Ocean? Like, are you where are you digging?
I'm gonna laugh when
Do you
your hole
think
gets.
flat earthers don't get that joke?
Oh,
Because they're just like, how could you dig to that? It's a flat plane.
I hope your hole gets.
but what's on the
fucking
other
flooded.
side of the flat plane?
Can you imagine this
How
fall?
can
the upside down.
How can you dig holes
Can they just?
on a flat plane? How are there hills on a flat plane? Riddle me that, flat earthers.
Well, I mean, you could have hills. So, all right, I'll be the flat earther.
The hills have thighs.
And they are thick.
We may be flat, but we're thick.
I just see one of the hills whip out a heel with like leggings, or not leggings, stockings.
You think I'm flat? Look at one of these.
I would have women. Ooh, I feel like a woman.
I love all the Earth Chan memes where they made Earth into an anime girl and
Right.
they made them all the solar systems, the planet in our solar system, and they all make fun of Earth for being flat chested. She's like, guys, I'm not flat.
That's awesome.
Actually, I wonder though,
I
like,
fucking love it.
do it flat earthers think that you can dig through the earth then, like without dig through the earth and just fall? Like just Minecraft, you just go right into the void and that's it. You just keep going or you die. I mean, you obviously die, but
They probably do think they're like, Minecraft. That's probably where it came from. They're like, Minecraft's flat, so the Earth must be.
and if you keep on digging, you'll hit obsidian and nothing can break that.
Unless you go into creative mode and break through it and you just fall through the game.
Jesus Christ, what are you fucking trying to play God?
That's what creative mode is.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's not wrong.
God's using cheats. God's living in creative mode.
Then again, I haven't played Minecraft in years. So
Remember we used to play like all the time.
oh my god,
I
yeah, we
miss
had our own
those
server. I built my
days.
own house.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah, you did.
I feel
we
like
had it on
everyone
server,
would do
and
that.
you built your own house. I built the church of Tim Tebow. I did it. I created a whole religion around him, man.
Steve destroying everything. Alex destroying everything.
No, Alex didn't destroy it. Alex got mad because
Right.
Anthony
That's
and
why
Steve destroyed it.
Anthony and Steve would destroy it. Yeah, fucking griefers. And
I was so upset because they went into. I made my thing like underground because I didn't want people to fuck with it, and then they filled my thing with stone. I was like,
Aww. Well, they had the see-through skin, so you really couldn't do anything. And at that time, there was no way to fight. They had Minecraft. I'm sure you've heard of the game, listeners. They have they're called skins, right? The ones that. What happened?
intern said, I still have that server. You all fucked with me. Don't fuck with my lighthouse.
Oh, good times. Me, you, lighthouse.
I'll see you at the lighthouse at 3:15 after school.
After class, be there.
I told you guys that I played so much Minecraft, I tried to fly in real life.
I'm sorry.
Play over there.
I've had that sensation too, where you walked out of the dorm room. It's like, let me just get to class.
I was like, let me just go to class, and I tried to double jump to fly, and I was like, I need to stop playing Minecraft for a little bit.
Well, I knew Minecraft was an issue when I was playing it during class, and like later, now that I'm an adult, I'm like, that was $3,000 worth of Minecraft I was playing for that class.
Yep. Minecraft, the most expensive game you'll play.
Well, just
I used to play.
college is actually the most expensive game you'll play.
Junior year is when I got into League of Legends, and I tried to play like before classes and whatnot, and that's a game that takes like 45 minutes to do.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Never touched League.
Good, don't.
Lol. No, I don't know. I didn't.
Gave that shit up like a drug.
Dude, that's what I had to do with Pokemon. We told that story. My dad got into a car accident, and I missed a phone call because I was watching Pokemon.
It would just be a. Dad's dead at his funeral, and they're like, he just get up there. I could have saved him, but Ash had to get his fifth gym badge.
I just stand up there.
Was he ever going to be Giovanni?
Also, my dad's still alive, just for the record.
Fun fact, I started to look up all of the...
It was a light rear ending, by the way. Just a light rear ending.
Sounds hot.
I was in third grade. Fuck off.
I started looking up because I was telling my lovely fiance about this the other day. Ash doesn't do jack shit to earn his badges.
Oh no.
The first gym against Brock, he loses. Then comes back to fight him again, to then try to use Pikachu again against a rock type, but the sprinkler system goes off, which then somehow turns Onyx into a water type.
Are you trying to say that Ash got participation trophies?
Ash
in my Pokemon
took out Onyx like that and got a Boulder badge. And I was
Even
like,
though water is like
bully,
is the rock is weak against
the water it's
type?
actually you can't if you try to
yeah.
use electric moves against rock, it'll just say it does nothing because it literally
it's
can't
not
hurt
effective.
it.
It's literally
it's not even just not very effective, it's just not effective. You can't do any sort of damage to
you
it.
could shock a rock.
Not in Pokemon.
Well, Pokemon's dumb. That's not real physics.
Cool. The second badge, Ash joins a
I don't even know if you could shock
Ash
rocks.
joins a mermaid show and gets the Cascade badge.
In all defense, I consider that one well earned. I consider that one
He
well
joined a
earned.
mermaid show and put on a good show, and they're like, you did it, here you go. The third gym, he actually does beat Lieutenant Surge after losing the first time, but then he does beat Lieutenant
Fuck
Surge.
Lieutenant Surge's gym in the original Red and Blue.
Oh my god! You
Fuck
have to
that
find
gym.
the
where you have
button.
to,
Who
like-
the hell loads a fucking gym with trash cans?
You have to search the trash cans for the buttons.
Why would you put all these trash like fucking? Oh man, is that a used condom? Like, why would you want to go through all these trash cans? Why would you want to?
So it's just it's not even a puzzle. It's just okay. I look at this. All right, it's something next to it. I picked the wrong one. They reset and they go to a different spot. Great.
I don't even know how I got through it. I think it's because I know there is
It's
like
just
a
luck.
key.
It's just luck.
No, there was something that came to it was because if you got one and the other, then the other one was like two over.
No. If you found it, it was one of them that was adjacent to it.
Sorry, I coughed.
So you could still pick one wrong. It wasn't anything where it's like you have to solve the mystery. It's literally just a guessing game.
It was like an even more
That's
fucked
not
up
fun.
Minesweeper.
It's just no. Minesweeper at least tells you it's like okay,
Even more fucked up Minesweeper.
Like Minesweeper has a legitimate strategy. That game was literally just it's one of these. Have fun guessing. It was 100% a guessing game.
Well, I didn't have fun doing it.
That's what I'm saying. It was dumb. I'm agreeing with you. So that's the only gym he actually beats. The fourth gym, he gets his ass handed to him so hard by the grass gym, but then Team Rocket starts a fire, and he goes back in to save Gloom, and they go, all right, you saved Gloom, here's the badge. And the worst one of all was Sabrina.
The Teenage Witch?
Yeah, sure.
Yay,
loses
crossovers.
4 times to her. 2 of them, he runs out crying because she beats his first Pokemon. He goes, I don't know what to do, and runs out. He then goes to a spooky house.
In all defense, let's
gets
not
a
forget
haunter
he's like 10.
that just happens to. I don't care. There's other kids.
He's gonna.
Gary did it too. He did it fine.
Oh, you never cried over stupid shit as a 10-year-old?
You want to venture out into the world and become a Pokemon master? You can't cry
You're gonna make a great
at your
father.
5th fucking gym because your first Pokemon got beat. He loses 4 times, then goes to a spooky house, tries to get a ghost Pokemon, can't, and then Haunter follows him for shits and giggles because he's like, yeah, whatever, I'll follow this
Your
kid.
child is gonna get.
Goes to Sabrina, loses again, and then Haunter makes her laugh to where Sabrina's dad goes, hey, you made my daughter laugh, here's a badge. Ash sucks. He sucks so much. I hate him. I hate him so much.
You're like 4-year-old's gonna get a gerbil and accidentally kill it and have a little burial for it. You can be like, "This is all your fault, Timmy. This is what you fucking
That's completely
do."
different scenarios.
You didn't even try for that, and you just smash him in the back of the head, and he goes face first into a mud pile. That's dead gerbil.
give him a wedgie and then swirl him in the toilet. Gerbil died, loser.
That'll teach you for crying over stupid things.
No, but like that.
Don't
like,
tell your mother.
That makes sense because
Fuck
he's
you,
crying
Timmy.
over something he lost. While Ash was just like, I haven't learned my lesson yet. Go, Pikachu. Oh, you lost again. I quit. Like, fucking get over yourself. Learn how to beat the fucking gym. Go back.
Meanwhile-
and then try. Well, meanwhile, Gary's off with his 12 different bitches he's carrying with him in his car that he's driving around like it doesn't even give a fuck.
I did love that
and
car.
he's just like, hey, loser, I already got all those badges that you don't have. And Ash is like, I'll beat you. Pikachu, go against that rock type again.
Gadget.
Ooh, can you give me a voiceover for a second?
He fights the fire gym with Charizard. Why?
Yes. Too late. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Why do you send... You have a Squirtle, you dumb shit.
Better than using Bulbasaur or
You
something.
have a Squirtle. Send out the water type against the fire.
So we got Brian's stupid shit that he gets angry over out of the way for the day. That's good. You're right there, champ. Do you need like a hot towel or something? You wanna?
Do you need a hug?
Oh, and the best part was he actually sent out the fire type in the grass gym and still lost.
I'm enjoying this unboxing ASMR sounds that we got going on. By the way, this is nice.
My bad.
In the arms of... Oh, sweet. It's the deodorant candle.
That should calm you.
Thank you.
For whatever reason, actually, it does smell nicer when it's lit, but for whatever reason, Bob shoved it in my face yesterday before it was lit, and it just kind of smelled like $5 deodorant.
That's why I like red a lot more than Ash. At least red catches
You're not done, are you?
caught all the Pokemon.
I will say though, Sabrina's
Was
gym.
Red an actual character in the anime?
They made an anime based off of Pokemon Red and Blue, where there's a
It
character
was an
named
afterthought where they're like, shit, we need to
Red. No,
tie this
Red was
together.
always the name of the character. The main character of Pokemon Red and Green technically was the
Which
first
came
one.
first? Was it the anime or the game?
The game.
Really?
Yes. The anime
Wow.
the anime came after the game. Anime came because the game was very popular.
Well, I mean,
The first games were technically Red and Green.
they hit that one out of the
Was
park,
in Japan,
man.
and then Japan made an update called Pokemon Blue, and then America got Red and Blue.
You want to know? I also noticed Pokemon also had the stupidest. It never had really. I mean, it really never had a wholesome lesson to be learned. Like the lesson at the end would be
later-
like
the later
Pikachu. What?
Oh, you mean the show?
Yeah, the show
Oh
itself.
no, the show had nothing.
The show is nothing.
The games some of the later games actually do have like legitimate story points that are pretty good. One of my favorites was in Pokemon X and Y. It was actually a story I'm trying to write myself.
You write stories?
I try in my spare time. I like
Really?
that. Yeah.
Dude, fire one up on the podcast, man. I want to hear this.
Well, it's I don't have like
Oh,
I don't have,
no,
like dialogue.
come
written out.
on.
It's just like the overviews of like what exactly it is.
Let's hear it.
But one of the ones
We could do an episode where we act out one of Brian's stories.
You write stories?
Yeah, I told you this before.
You don't even tell your fiance?
No, she knows. I've told her this before.
It's my secret.
A movie, one of the movies I tried to write, which I then found out was kind
It's just
of
like
House
an
of
Edgar.
Cards.
It's just like an Edgar Allan Poe
I
esque.
had a whole movie idea
Black
that,
leather
like,
bound
I actually
book.
started to write a script for, and then someone told me it was basically House of Cards.
You've never told this to me.
I have.
It's all right.
You have not.
I had the
the-
idea
the
for a
movie-
YouTube channel, and I wanted the name of it. Wait,
Shibby Shack.
no,
No,
shit,
it
I
was
forgot. What was it? Jack of all trades. I wanted to name it Master of None, and then you told me it turns out it's a wildly
That's-
popular Netflix
That's a
series.
Netflix series with Aziz Ansari.
Never heard of it. Well, I mean, now I heard of it, but didn't hear of it then.
Yeah.
And I looked at like the view count and the ratings. I'm like, wow, yeah, I can't compete with that.
No, the one movie I really wanted to do, but figured out was House of Cards, was it was a movie about a guy who wants to run for president, and he loses to him and the guy he's trying to battle against are from the same party, and he loses to the guy.
So this is Hillary and Bernie. Okay.
They were Republicans actually, and he loses. So the guy's running for office for Republican, but he loses for the head of the Republican Party.
Right.
But the guy he loses to says like, you know what, you're great. Like you're a great person to campaign with.
Bob,
I want you as
you're
my.
great.
He goes, I want you as my vice president if I win. And he goes, okay, sure. But then in the back of his mind, he goes, he wants to set up a plan to murder the president so that he can become president.
Oh, he's gonna John Wilkes Booth it. Ooh.
So he sets up a whole thing to that. So the guy ends up winning
So they
presidency
go to a
because,
play.
So the guy, the guy's he wins like in a landslide because he's like the most charismatic motherfucker in the world. But then he sets up a thing with the mob that he wants to get the president whacked so that he can become president. And there was a whole like thing. I don't want to give too much away, but that's essentially the plot of the movie.
That's a show. That's House of Cards.
Sounds
I know.
interesting.
Then
Well, that's just
found
a
out
pay.
it
It
was,
turns out I don't watch a lot of
turns out it's
television.
House of Cards.
Yeah, I just moved and I think I turned on
Which I
the
was
TV
really
for the
bummed
first
about.
time in like 4 months just because I wanted to make sure the cable worked.
And then what Pokemon X and Y did, which was something I also was writing, the main villain has people join his cause called I forgot what they're called. Essentially, he makes an organization. It's the Team Rocket of the game, basically.
Okay.
And he's the leader of it. And the whole reason why he's doing it because he says the world is too overpopulated and we're running out of resources. So he was
So we
coming
just
up,
need to annihilate half the population.
so he was coming with a plan where he was going to annihilate a big chunk of the world, and the only people who are going to be left were the people who he has selected to join his group.
See the whole. So I didn't see whichever Thanos movie was Thanos. Which one was that?
The most recent Infinity War.
Yes,
Infinity War.
I didn't see, but I don't get the logic in like just annihilating half of the population and thinking that'll change something. It's like saying I'm going to take out a little bit of the cancer and just hope that the rest of it dies.
That's why a lot of people because after that movie, there was a big uprising of Thanos did nothing wrong, but then there was a guy that came out and did Thanos did a lot wrong because he didn't. Because he kind of realized, when you think of I'll eliminate half the population, you still think the world's going to run the same, just with less people. But if you just eliminate half the population, you could kill all the farmers, all the metal workers, all the people who do.
The good-hearted ones.
I would say you might eliminate all the good people and you're just leaving all the shitty ones. It's like you don't know who you're killing when you just kill half of the population. So you then go from all these people who demand one thing, but you have no one left to make that thing.
Right, and it's just not even just that. You don't know who you're taking out. You're just taking half is gone. I just don't. I never saw the movie, so I didn't. I can't judge it. I'm sure there's a lot more to it than just half people die. I don't feel very good. Memes on Facebook, but it really sounded stupid. I'm not gonna lie. When they told me that's what he did, that's it. Because I always hear like, whenever I have a discussion of people about like when it comes to, I don't know, just humanity in general, I mean, 9 out of 10 people have no faith in humanity, and we need the asteroid to come down and just annihilate us. And it sounds like, first off, I don't want to die yet. I'm having fun. If it happens, that's cool, mortality and all that. But second off, we're not fixing anything if we just have a asteroid restart the population again. Nothing gets fixed. Like nothing. It's all just going to play out the same way. Like, I guess it comes down to the discussion of what is actually natural and what isn't. Like, you think of nature, you think of organic and woods and like, you don't think of New York City infrastructure. But if you think about it, that's just naturally how things played out with us. So, like, what's to say it's not going to happen again? I mean, I don't know if there'll be something that's invented that's not the internal combustion motor, if there's something else that gets invented and just becomes something that's just improved upon for centuries to come. And then some guy, we'll name him Milan Tusk, will come out of nowhere and just blow everyone's mind with something else different. Who knows? But, like, I hate the whole asteroid thing. I get it. It's popular to be cynical. It's popular to be like, fucking depression culture. And when and on one hand, sure, it's good to talk about it. Please do. But at the second hand, like, can we also try and fix problems instead of just saying let's kill us all?
We talked about this like on the personality podcast the one that we did.
Right.
Where we said it's trendy to be depressed nowadays.
It is. It is. I just like I was because I wrote down notes about that. Like we need a happy counterculture. Like depression
wholesome.
culture.
Wholesome. The wholesome.
Is that a
memes.
thing already?
Yeah, wholesome memes. Where people like wholesome culture is actually a thing now.
Well,
There's
I
a
was
lot
thinking
of pictures of like where it's like a perfect example is say like you take like a manga strip from like Dragon Ball Z where they're shooting the energy beams at each other.
Right.
But in the beams it's just like all the like different heart emojis.
Aw.
And then like when it hits someone, it's like they're getting hit, but it has hearts in their eyes. It's like, and then someone captioned like me shooting my love to my friends.
I think we need to listen to more Tiny Tim.
No, tiny.
Like, dude, for people that know SpongeBob music, oh come on, it doesn't get any happier.
Oh no,
than
I
that.
know what it is.
It does
but
not
I know what
get
it
any-
is. It's
we need more.
Still a no.
It's irritating, not happy.
I guess that's what. I guess that's why depression is the in thing. That's just the overall. Happiness is irritating, not.
That's not happiness. It's a high pitched voice.
I don't know. I like it.
Let me just let out a high pitched white noise in your ear and be like, "It's happiness."
Yeah, I'll
Spencer,
go
be more
right.
happy, okay?
I'll go
be
right-
more happy about it.
I'll just go right to vaporwave and make just anime
Chill
cuts.
beats. Chill beats is true happiness.
There are really good chill beats that are really happy.
DJ
There are also
Quads.
DJ Quads is fantastic. He does a little bit more of the swing hop stuff too, but there are also a lot of chill beats that are depressing as shit. Like I was listening to a chill beats playlist today, and they took the when Zach Brand, I forget the name. What's the name of the dude that flies the ship?
You're right.
Zap Brannigan.
Zap Brannigan.
Zap Brannigan takes Leela out for like a date, and Zapper's like just crying over the fact that he's failing, and it's like, would you like more champagne? And she's like, no, thank you. And it's called champagne. He's like, I can't do anything. And then it just goes right into the song. But like they put all the the record sounds over it, and like you have the depressing piano playing as it's playing. So they took like what was a funny moment in the show, and just I felt so bad for him.
I can't do anything, and then he sleeps with her. Aw.
Well, they left that part out of the song because
Obviously.
that would be a happy ending, literally and figuratively.
I was talking today to my coworkers just how much I absolutely love Futurama, and how
It's a great show.
Even though people say it's popular, it was a heavily underrated show.
Elaborate on that.
Because having a cult following doesn't exactly mean that it's a popular show. Like you can go out when you go to the average person, ask them, "Do you know The Simpsons?" They'll say yes, because that's a popular show.
Yeah, do you know
ask them,
Family Guy?
Do they know like Family Guy? They'll say yes. Do you know Futurama? You will get a lot more people that say no.
Over Simpsons for sure, but I think we're just talking about the duration of the shows that existed. Like, I guess Family Guy and
Futurama also was canceled.
So is Family Guy.
Yes, but then Family Guy also got back because fans wanted it.
Right. So Family Guy's been around longer and it's had a much longer time to grow. Like, I get what you're saying. I mean, Futurama was mainstream though. It wasn't like it was underground.
I'm not saying it's an underground like an Adult
think it
Swim
did-
show, but
it
like
got popularized because Adult Swim did a lot for. I mean, Adult Swim pretty much revived Family Guy.
yeah, Adult Swim is the reason why Family Guy got brought back.
Exactly. So like Adult Swim, even though they put mainstream shows on the earlier hours of Adult Swim, it still kept them going, or it's still popularized. I don't know. I don't think anybody that's watched TV in recent history, or like in the past 10 years, does not know Futurama.
I feel like if you go to people and ask them what is like top 5 funniest animated shows, and not as many people would say
That's a toughie.
Futurama, but I feel like Futurama is definitely up there. Futurama, I would say, is definitely in the top 3. I don't know where, but it's definitely in the top 3.
What would your top 3 be?
As much shit as people give it, Family Guy has to be on there. So for me, in the top 3.
I also gotta
There's
give
so
South
many
Park.
memorable moments for me.
South Park. I fucking love South Park. Does
I think-
anyone remember Shin Chan?
I remember Shin.
Oh my god, I love Shin
Shin
Chan.
Chan was a very selective taste.
To be an honor, you must have or to be a man, you must have honor and a penis.
Shin-chan
It
was-
wouldn't fly over for 2018, but I'm just saying it was funny.
There's
moments.
a lot of shows that were very popular that would not fly over today.
Oh well, yeah.
Like,
The Office.
The Office is one
The
of them.
Office would not fly today.
The Office would not fly today.
At all.
Scrubs,
Scrubs would not fly today either.
dude. I was watching Scrubs and biting my finger sometimes like damn.
Yeah, they say some a little
I
racy,
get it.
very sexist.
I get it. Turk is black. I get it. JD's white. Holy shit! You don't got to keep rubbing. Like, why is this part of the character development? What's so crazy?
2004, man.
I didn't think times changed that much though until I looked back.
It really, really does, dude.
So
It's
like,
wild.
in 30 years, are we gonna remember like the 2005 era and be like, we need to make America great again?
I'd be happy with like an early 2000s revitalized.
Yeah, I'd be okay with
I
that.
think
My favorite sport was actually popular.
hockey,
NASCAR.
NASCAR's not popular.
I would say hockey actually was not as popular in 2005 because that was the
Hockey's
that was
way
the-
more popular now, but NASCAR, I mean, was selling
G4
out
still existed.
200,000 plus
I think.
seats.
But I'm
Really?
saying,
You know,
but Bob, because hockey was not as popular in the mid 2000s because they run the lockout.
that is true. Well, no, they locked out 05.
Yeah, 05 was when Scrubs was because during Scrubs was the lockout.
Oh, that's
Because
right. Yeah.
Cox makes a point saying maybe I'm a little more cynical because I'm not getting my fix of men on skates beating the shit out of each other because of the lockout.
That's true.
Now I know what the lockout is, but I don't think Bob does. So can you explain it for him?
The the resident hockey guy doesn't know about it. Good cover.
As you're having a conversation about it, and then I segue this way. Yes.
Well, Bob, just to make it look even fooler, do you want to explain the lockout?
So essentially, there was an agreement between the league and the
Not that I would know or
NHL
anything.
Players Association, and that agreement expired, and the two sides couldn't come to another agreement or another contract.
Right.
So the league's like, well, if you can't get a contract, we ain't gonna play, and they didn't. And then a couple years ago, they did the same thing, but then they played half of a season because they got it done.
We need
Late.
money.
Who won that year?
What the most recent
05.
lockout? Well, no one.
Oh, they just didn't have a playoff.
They just didn't have a playoff.
And
Like nobody.
They didn't have a season. They canceled the entire season.
The year of the participation trophy.
Which one?
Pretty much.
The one,
well,
the one where they did half the year.
The year before is Tampa Bay who won, and
Right.
the running joke was, a team from Florida won the Stanley Cup. Holy shit, we're not playing hockey anymore.
That happened.
And then the lockout shortened. I think that might have been either Chicago or Pittsburgh.
Oh, I hate both of them.
One of those teams, I think, won it that year.
It's
I could look it up, but
It's all right because in 07 the Ducks won. That's all that matters.
Well, I'm bored of sports. So back to the other conversation. What instead of like underrated cartoons, what about cartoon characters? I'll give you mine. Fred motherfucking Burger from The Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy.
Fred Burger, Fred Burger, Fred Burger. I like nachos, yes. Hey, Judge, I gotta go poopy.
That was like one episode.
It's like,
though.
oh no, he's in 3. Oh, it's underrated. He's but that's what I'm saying. He's
I was saying
underrated.
it's a good joke, but like I
Fred.
wouldn't count my favorite
I
character in a
fucking-
show.
No,
It
no, no,
only
no,
showed
no.
up 3
I
times.
fucking love him as a character. Like, in fact, I recently donated a whole $1 to whatever charity ShopRite was pushing that day, and I said I don't need to sign the slip. I didn't care about I don't need my name on the wall that no one looks at. It's whatever. Well, she said, "Well, I got to give it to you. Can you put something?" And I said, "I signed Fred Burger."
Congratulations.
Boom. My favorite Fred Burger moment is when he's pooping in the stall and he's like, Fred Burger, Fred Burger, Fred Burger, Fred Burger. And you can see where my humor came from.
Fantastic.
Okay, well then, if my character sucks so hard, what's your best underrated cartoon character?
Favorite underrated cartoon character? That is a toughie.
Pelswick.
No, fuck Pelswick.
Oh, come on, Pelswick was great. I love that show.
So forgettable. My point exactly.
Pelswick was the kid in the
It
wheelchair.
was a kid in a wheelchair.
on what show?
Nickelodeon.
was
Pel-
on-
that's
it
the name of
was-
that's the name of the show. Pelswick.
It was a show called Pelswick on Nickelodeon. It was
The
about
hell
a kid in a
show
wheelchair.
is that?
You don't
It
remember
was-
Pelswick?
It was a
No.
very generic cartoon.
It was
had
fun.
Nothing, it had nothing really going for it.
Brian learned not to have fun at a very early age. I love.
I had
Pelswick.
plenty of fun.
No, you didn't.
I was going to say, actually, from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy,
fucking-
I'd say a great character was Grim. Grim was awesome.
I did like
Oh
Grim.
wow, yeah, super underrated character,
I'm
Grim.
not saying
Well, no, if
underrated
we're talking
character,
about-
but I'm
if we're
just
just
saying,
talking
like,
characters.
fantastic characters from that show. Grim was great.
Well, yeah, we can.
He was the Grim Reaper with a Jamaican accent for some reason.
Of course, Grim was great. we could go on for days about good characters that everybody knows. I'm talking about the ones that just like.
I'm just saying, like, it's hard to really see any other character from that show because Grim was just so good.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about
nothing
that
at
show.
It's
all.
a forgettable
Nothing.
show, dude.
I enjoyed it.
Nothing at
I'm
all.
not
about-
taking. I'm not
what about-
taking away your enjoyment of it. I'm happy that you enjoyed the show, but I'm just saying it was, in my opinion, it was a very forgettable show.
Everybody remembered Recess from the Disney cartoon.
Fuck yes.
I don't. I never.
I
watched
am
a
literally
single
Mikey.
episode.
Jesus Christ, the glasses are off. He looks just like it. No,
I never watched a single full episode of Recess.
that's unfortunate. You of all
Such a
people would
great
love
show.
it.
I
Do you
didn't care
remember
for
The
Disney.
Weekenders?
Vaguely, yes.
That was another one of my favorite. They always had a pizza place they went to that changed every episode. And it was also another generic, just fun, happy-go-lucky morning cartoon.
I don't doubt that it was
I
a good show.
loved it.
I just never watched it. Just never got around to it. Please put your glasses back on.
Yeah,
What,
Mikey,
are you not
jeez.
okay with my glasses being off?
It gives me the Matt Hillman effect without him. Oh, it's just after you see someone for so long without.
That is true.
without
You've
them,
only ever known me.
with glasses.
You know, it's funny. I was talking with my boss today, actually, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I need to get new glasses, everything like that." And I took my glasses off because I'm like, "Yeah, you know, maybe I should get contacts, even though I don't think I do. I feel like I look weird." And I look at him, and I have my glasses off. He's like, "Dude, put your glasses back on. You legitimately terrify me."
Wow,
And
that's a little
don't,
harsh.
and I'm like, I don't know how I should feel about this.
To be fair, I did say that to Hillman before, whenever he takes his off, because when he takes off, he gives me the straightest face imaginable. And then he does that, and I'm like, oh my god, stop.
I don't think
So,
you look terrifying
no,
at all. You
not
just,
as-
you
you're not
said you
jumping
looked
as
like
bad.
Mikey, and it was that's Jesus Christ. Your boss is a dick.
He is, but I also love him. He's a great dude.
He's a lovable, the kind of dick you want to come home to every day. Yeah, that
Yep, yeah, Spence. Is that the dick you want to come home to?
As I said at the bar, I'm not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that Seinfeld moment, even though I never saw an episode of Seinfeld. What's up?
You know what's no one else is just I was just thinking of I'm not so much underrated characters, but just fantastic characters from shows.
Oh boy, here's the nostalgia boner. Let's go.
Say like Samurai Jack, Aku, such a good fucking character.
Yes, he was.
He's such a good villain.
Yes, he was.
Because like
I actually, I really can't even say yes, he was that much because I didn't watch that much of Samurai Jack.
I have to show you guys. I'll show you guys after the
Samurai
podcast. There's something called the greatest interaction of all time. It's between Samurai Jack and Aku. It's the funniest fucking 3.5 minutes you will watch. It's fantastic.
Better-
For a show that's like pretty serious with their stuff, it's just like, what the fuck were they thinking when they wrote this?
Better
It's-
than 4Kids Entertainment singing the Star Spangled Banner.
It might be, dude. It's pretty great. Oh, actually, I just thought of it now. A very underrated character from a decently good show, I'd say. Kids Next Door. Father.
Yeah.
Father.
The villain? He was the villain, right? Yeah.
The father of the Delightful Children from
Yes,
Down
yes,
the
yes,
Lane.
liked that show.
The voice
fucking love
actor
that
for
show.
him. So fucking good, dude. Listen to him scream. That is pure terror in that voice. Like he just emits fear when he screams. There was one point where he was fighting the kids next door and he goes, "I said enough," and the fire goes around him, and I was just like,
It's terrifying.
like
I
dude,
remember that. I remember that. I fucking remember that.
So freaking good, dude. His voice actor was great. Yes, please.
Sure.
I'll take a shitty beer that's in there.
No. I can only reach the IPA, so you're
Oh, I'm
So
blessed.
You're getting a good beer.
I'm
today.
blessed today. It's like, I'll take one.
As it splashes off my phone. That's whatever. I use my phone as a coaster.
As I got to move my arm because I'm getting burned.
Another one of those
Need
shows.
some ice for those burns, because they're actually physical burns, because you put your arm over a candle. What'd you say, Bob?
Another one of the shows that was I wouldn't say is underrated, but a really good show that not a lot of people that I know watched was Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yes! One of my all-time favorite
It was a
TV
very
shows.
popular-
Who the
show.
hell didn't know about that show?
It was a very
A
popular
lot
show.
of people that I've talked to actually.
Well, I know about these underrated shows. All these shows everyone knows. I mean,
I never said it was I don't know.
it wasn't
I'll
underrated.
give Avatar this. It wasn't given enough that it deserved for how
Okay,
good of
fine.
a show it was because it was
Sorry
made
to
in
poop
America.
on your party, Bob. I was just...
Actually, no. The biggest fault it had, it was made in America. and it's just any
not a real anime.
any like anime-esque show that's made in America. It's not given the credit because simply it's made in America.
The Boondocks. Fantastic. Given
Yeah, it's
the
not really
credits
an anime.
That's not
though.
an anime.
The animation is similar to an anime. Avatar
not
wasn't a traditional looking anime either, if we're talking about that. Doing the mic drop already. You got to say something big first before you do that, buddy boy.
I thought I was twisting it the other way.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
No, because it wasn't. It was more. I would call that a cartoon. I would not call that an anime.
I wouldn't call Avatar an anime.
It doesn't fit the criteria to be one simply because it's made in America. Anime specifically means made in
You're trying to tell me these Boondocks characters don't resemble an anime-esque sort of style?
They do.
a little bit, but I just
I mean, the over-exaggeration. It's not crazy, but I would consider Boondocks as a same tier as it's the Ghost of Devil's Past.
their hockey team sucks.
Indeed, and there was just a blanket that walked by us and nothing else.
The Ducks were such a good start. Now they lost like 5 straight. And I'm so
They really
bummed
went to
about
hell when Disney dropped them. That's what I'm saying.
it. They won the Stanley Cup after Disney dropped them. Literally, the year Disney dropped them, they won the Stanley Cup.
This sports moment brought to you by.
It's like Spencer going, man, as soon as they got Bill Belichick, the Patriots were terrible. They've won 5 Super Bowls.
But they didn't win 6.
They could very well do it again.
You're welcome.
But they didn't win 7.
The Giants and the Eagles say you're welcome.
Yes.
For him not having 8.
I laugh because I understand this.
The Giants beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl, and the Eagles just recently beat them in the Super Bowl.
This past year. Go Birds.
Neato.
The Eagles are currently Super Bowl champs.
Eagles
Go
will fly
Bears.
forever. They're the best team ever. If there's one thing I know, it's football. Yeah, cool.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
There was another character I want to talk about that I really, really liked.
We're doing the underrated one still.
Yeah.
Well, no, you mentioned Kids Next Door. I missed. What was the episode with the cold guy, like 23 degrees Celsius?
Common Cold?
No.
It was
30.
It was a rogue agent because he was like
Number 30.
It was
'Cause it was
30C.
30C, yeah.
30C, and that sound.
is very hot.
Well, you don't remember the episode, so it played out like they went to some Arctic area to meet 30C.
I faintly remember this.
And so the way it ends up playing out is 30C is actually he's a rogue agent and uses heat as his power. He's like, you people are stupid. 30C is like 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees.
It's way over
It's
that. Pretty high. I do remember this episode now.
Yes. Shout out to everyone that just doesn't use the standard system.
I do remember that now.
I was looking at my toolbox.
What a very good show.
We're still in that. Yes, it's a great show.
Like, thinking about it now, like, going back again, I'm like, it was a very good show. Like, it was pretty smart for its time.
Dude, it was fantastic. Do you think modern cartoons carry the same meat and potatoes that old ones did?
There are some shows now that I would say kind of do. Gravity Falls is a fantastic show.
So I've heard.
Very, very good show. On Nickelodeon, I'd say the best show they got right now is Loud House. Loud House is it's pretty good for... I kind of like its cartoon style. I kind of like the premise behind it. It's the one boy and he has like 12 sisters.
One thing that I've noticed, maybe I'm just haven't looked far enough, but so like I've noticed like a lot of people from our generation who grew up on cartoons still watch cartoons, and I love that personally. Mm-hmm. Where like people that grew up on like Thundercats and the original Transformers, like in the 80s and whatnot, they grew out of it all. Do you think there's a correlation to something?
I think it's also because like, well, I mean, like Thundercats and Transformers, like back then, unless you were seriously into it, it was kind of just like a time waster for you at the time because your parents were like, whatever, watch this, and you just watched it for funsies. Unless you were like a serious toy collector at like a young age, then you're gonna keep into it. But I'd say for a lot of kids, like, they watched as a kid, but then it's like, well, whatever. Like that, we kind of have the same thing now. Still, like when we get older, you're gonna have the kids who are like, yeah, I watched SpongeBob when I was younger, but that was it.
Right? No, I got that, but it just seems I just feel it. Maybe it's just because of the people I've surrounded myself with, but I just feel like more people from our generation continued watching new age cartoons.
I think it's also.
I think
another reason why that's a thing because we have a medium where we could talk about these things with each other.
Oh, for sure. The internet has made
the internet
nerd
made it really
culture
easy.
mainstream.
Yeah,
I
it
think
made it
it's
really
also
easy too.
Like nostalgia stake. I mean, we're sitting there, and I mean, let's face it, times really aren't great right now for other people our age. Money's hard to come by. People aren't going out and buying a house. They have to have that something to kind of latch on to.
Political divide we're in.
Yeah, like they need to have that thing
I
that they
blame
can
the
latch,
avocado toast.
that they can latch onto. The good old days where you want to sit there and say, you know what, man, I remember when I was 12, coming home after school, watching cartoons, blah blah blah. You know what? This show kind of reminds me of my old favorite show. Let me watch this.
Yeah, you 80s babies are privileged.
It's like an
No, I
escape.
was kidding.
Well,
it's like an escape.
Also,
It is. Oh,
my
for
thing
sure.
also for cartoons is that it's a very obvious thing, but they aren't limited because they don't have, you're not worried about like, oh, is this actor going to want to stay on the show? Obviously, with real life people, you can't do stuff like Dragon Ball Z does. Clearly, and that's why.
Of course.
That's why I'm more like animation than real life because
it keeps continuity.
You look at Justice League and it's like that's a fantastic show, or Batman the Animated Series, fantastic show where they do crazy stuff, and then they try to do it's also the joke where it's like manga, anime, Netflix adaptation,
right? Yeah,
whatever you try to bring something like that to real life, and you can't really do it because they do
unless you have like a
that's...
Warner's Brothers tier production team.
And even then, it still loses its value because it hits that.
I don't know, man. There's not one moment in Harry Potter that lost it for me. Like they nailed every single aspect of those movies to me.
Well, I haven't really watched all of Harry Potter.
You don't really
Harry
have
Potter's
to.
just a thing where it's on. Yeah, it's true. For what I've seen from Harry Potter, I've never really had a moment when I even casually watch Harry Potter where I'm like, oh,
that's totally fake.
I could see that there. Like, well, I'll give it that. The Harry Potter movies make it very easy for you to get invested in the world,
right? But
just believe it when you're watching it instead of when you're watching, like for a very big example, like the Paranormal Activity movies. I can't watch any of them seriously. I look at them and I'm like, all right, there's someone in like a green suit moving the thing over there. Like Paranormal Activity, I give them credit. They used very cheap effects. Perfectly.
But for a cheap outcome.
Yeah, perfectly. And people ate that shit up.
Well, I mean, horror is
relatable.
Horror is a whole other thing because if you sit there and say this is fake or I know it's going to happen.
Well, it's like I remember watching one of them. I think it was the third one, and it was someone sitting on their couch and like a pot like comes off the hook and falls, and the guy's like, "What was that?" I'm like, you can clearly see like someone's lifting the pot and moving it off. Like they use cheap shit like that, and everyone's like, "Spooky, a pot fell." I'm like,
the first. I think it was Paranormal Activity, but I just remember one of them. I saw at the top of the boom mic. Like I was in theaters,
or like someone getting
pulled.
The
top of the boom
or someone
mic.
getting pulled out of the bed.
The Chernobyl Diaries. Awful movie.
It sounds fascinating.
It's literally about this group of kids that they're visiting Chernobyl, but then they get stuck in there because the tour guide they're with broke down, so they have to stay the night in Chernobyl until
radiation
rescue
poisoning.
comes.
Why the fuck are they giving tours of Chernobyl? I don't even think they do that now because death.
Yeah. Well, and then they find out that some of the inhabitants of Chernobyl never actually moved away, and they're stuck in the basement, and they're allergic to sunlight and all this other stuff, and they only come out at night and all the other stupid crap. Well, the camera is following these characters up the stairs into one of the abandoned apartments, and for half a second, you actually see one of the sound guys in the shot because he was hiding in a room. Like, it was bad. I loved that part. Because I'm just like, all right, that's miserable.
Was this the closing of the midnight?
No, I was just getting hot and I wanted to blow it out.
That little candle really, made you hot?
Well, I feel hot. I'm still going to as it goes out, but...
And that candle really, that cooled off the place a lot. I can already feel it. It's getting chilly in here. Can you light that again?
Fuck you.
I thought you were trying to make a spooky atmosphere with there's the smoke from the candle.
Fitting. No, I just wanted to blow it out.
I have a lot of friends that can't get into horror. Actually, it's pretty much Eric. He can't get into. He can't get into horror because he just sits there and shits on it. Like you can tell that's fake. That's not real. Like for me personally,
no shit. It's the suspension of disbelief.
Also, it's a fucking movie.
I have grown more respect for people that can get into something than to people that can't.
Well, it's easy to not get into a movie or a TV show because it's clearly fake. It's
I'm
also
not even
why
talking about hard, just into
no,
things
but I'm
in
saying
general.
like yeah, but that's why I never understand the people who are like, why do you watch wrestling? It's fake. Why the fuck do you watch Breaking Bad? It's fake.
Right.
Like that didn't happen.
I have a coworker
No
of
shit.
mine who loves 80s movie. The 80s movies. He's actually doing a 31 horror movies in 31 days for the month of October, which is really cool.
Jesus Christ.
He gets into it, and we'll do a review and everything like that. And he's also huge into wrestling and WWE and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, yeah, I know it's fake, but it's entertainment. It's cheese.
Well, yeah,
it's it's fun to
Give
watch.
him the cheese.
You know
Well,
what
yeah,
I mean?
it's just-
And
no, I feel you. Absolutely.
Any show you watch, it's a fucking show. It has a script. It has actors. Like
Well, it's
no,
not even
like nobody comes in when you're watching Law and Order and they're like, that's fake, right? Like no,
It's not even the
These are the
shows.
stories.
It's not even the shows itself. I mean, even the game that we're playing right now, like Until Dawn. It's just I purposely I like getting into the characters. Like I like getting associated with them, and I don't know for whatever reason I couldn't give a rat's ass about the animals in that game, but I love getting to know the
I don't
characters.
care about animals in general.
No, I care about animals. I actually care about humans more. I have a wildly unpopular opinion on that.
Yeah, I actually tend to like
I
animals
would say
better than people.
I
Yeah,
know,
everyone
but
does.
the reason why there's the belief that when people are like, you can kill a human, okay, you kill an animal, you're the devil, is because they're more innocent and they're more defenseless.
You
than
don't
a
have to
person.
explain it to me. I just have more in common with the human.
Which is fine. Yeah, which is totally fine. It's just, we're both going to judge you from over here, like the Satanist you are, but
This is where you started judging me. Every other point before, it was just completely.
you were an
Nazi
angel in my
helmet,
eyes until then.
car.
Until I shot that squirrel in a video game, which clearly means video games make people violent, and
Well,
I
you didn't
clearly
kick the
abuse
dog,
animals.
and I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
you didn't kick the dog.
I
so
did
that
not kick
redeemed
the
you.
dog.
Or maim
tried
the
to.
reindeer.
Even if it was accident, you still didn't.
However,
kick the
you
dog.
did well. I guess does killing the first reindeer help or hurt? The
Well, it was
situation?
already dead.
It was already dead.
You were
That
trying to
wasn't
put
me.
it out of its misery.
Yeah. So I guess that makes you see you were a good person
Yeah,
when you didn't
well,
kill it, or when you.
I
I was
mean,
done the same
when you-
thing.
I would've done the
when you
same
did
thing.
That thing was dead and its head was about to come off anyway. Why leave it there in pain? You're more of a jerk to leave it in pain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I agree.
Put it out of its misery.
I agree.
That's that. Yeah, that was my mindset there. Do I normally kill? I shot the squirrel because I knew the girl would get freaked out in the video game. I just wanted to see what happens. Just like when we were playing and we were met Mike and I saw the wiggly hand, I knew something was going to happen. I knew that there was going to be a
There's
trap.
a hand there that's clearly a trap. I'm like, you're gonna lose your fingers, and then you lost your fingers.
Yep. But I just wanted to see how it played out because the fucked up part of the game. This is what got me this is the parts I love about this game. Like, you get stuck in the
I
trap.
was like, what do you think? What are you trying to do? Arm wrestle the thing?
I don't know if you saw, I kind of smiled during that entire sequence. but
it was creepy.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I have these moments. But anyway.
Oh, there's a moment coming up that I can't wait for you to see.
Ooh, foreshadowing. Everyone should
I can't
follow us
wait.
on Twitch and
it's
so they
so
can join
good.
us.
When is the next time we're streaming this? By the way, I guess we should announce it on
It
the podcast.
probably could be Sunday again.
I could do Sunday again.
I might be able to do Sunday again.
Later in the day, Sunday.
figure it
'cause
out.
I'll be at my parents, but I'll come down.
Okay,
we'll figure it
we'll-
out.
I'll come down for work.
Yeah, we'll figure it
Quite
out.
possibly Sunday is the next time we're streaming Until Dawn.
But I just want to finish.
Maybe we'll finish it.
I just wanted to finish that moment because, so I got my. You get your finger stuck in the. Or I'm sorry, you have a machete on you.
Bear
You get
trap.
your finger stuck in the bear trap, and you try and use I tried to use the machete to pry my fingers out of it, which just kind of made the bear trap worse, clamp onto me. And then you finally just choose to cut your fingers
amputate
off.
your fingers
oh,
off.
but this was the part that was great. Yeah, the first whack doesn't cut it. You just stick it right into your bone. You hit your bone, not the ligament. Boom. The second one is where you lose your finger. That was utter brilliance in that game. What a phenomenal way for that
hate
sequence
it.
to play
I hate
out.
it.
I was so happy that I just ate the bait. It was great. Busting rhymes.
There's a moment that's gonna come up pretty soon that
Hopefully Bob has the controller for it.
I have to remind myself not to tell you what to do because I want to see what you do in that scenario.
Oh man,
Because I know it's gonna happen now because we missed doing a thing that would have prevented it from happening.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so it's gonna happen.
Really?
Yeah,
I kind of just heard like a gong with a butterfly as you said that. That for those that don't know,
it's a
that's
very-
a marker that tells you where you made a critical
Yeah.
decision. Doesn't tell you whether it's good or bad. Just you made a critical decision.
Like you
Game
made-
And the
changing.
game is solely based off of the butterfly effect because whatever you do in the beginning part of the game will affect later on and as you go throughout the game.
The game is not linear. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a lot of
It's like a
there's
tree.
lot of branching paths.
Indeed. You boys got anything else?
I think that's about it.
I'm solid. Bob, what'd you learn today?
Oh man, I learned that apparently I don't know some cartoon TV shows or characters.
Well, sir,
like
sit
Cletus.
down. I'll strap you Clockwork Orange style to a television, and we'll fucking show you everything they have got.
Bob, if you want to watch cartoons with me one day, I would love to watch cartoons with somebody.
I mean,
Perfect.
we could do that too. I just prefer the Clockwork Orange style. But just whatever. But
Against my will or willingly. Sorry, Spence. I'm going to go with Brian.
But
We'll probably have
oranges.
like snacks.
I'll have oranges.
Yeah, but I don't want to have my eyes strapped wide open.
Bob, we could totally get snacks.
But you're not going to get scurvy. You might get scurvy with Brian.
Yeah, but I like being able to blink at will.
What about bleeding from every fucking orifice possible? Because that's scurvy. You're probably not going to get scurvy.
No.
But
been
do
like-
you
it's
want
been
to?
basically
Do you want to
eradicated.
risk it? Well, I mean, with the anti-vaxxers, who knows? Maybe we'll make a comeback. But do you
Me-
want to
Measles
risk it?
did.
Measles did.
Speaking of really quickly, I started playing Plague Inc. again.
Oh, such a fun
I
game.
can't win.
What is it?
I can't.
I never
It's,
heard of
it's
it.
a game where you make a disease and you have to infect the entire population.
That sounds awesome.
It's a lot of fun. We can
Sounds
play
like a lot
it.
of fun.
We can play it afterwards. It literally takes 20 minutes.
Is there a 2018 edition where you just make a disease and everyone dies because no one tries? What's with
Yeah,
the rhyming
probably
today?
casual mode where it's like casual mode is literally just like nobody cleans their hands.
Oh, it's a phone game.
Yes.
Oh, you have it on your phone?
Yeah. I think it was like $1 or $90.
Oh, I got it on
something
Steam.
Like
Dude, I'll drop $40 in
I got-
alcohol
I got-
with a 99-cent app. Hell fucking no.
That is.
It's
I
true.
saw a comic about that where somebody was like $100 for like this like a dinner. It's like, yeah, no problem. $1 for an app. I gotta check my bank account.
I mean, hell, look at the device itself. $1,000 for the device. $1. Hell no.
$1. How could people expect $1 from me?
I'm not gonna lie. Ever since I started using Twitch, I had like $86 in iTunes gift cards from like years of Christmas and never using iTunes. But I was able to buy bits to cheers people with all those iTunes credits.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah,
I still
they
have,
do. That's one thing I like about Twitch. They take a lot of like Subway, Burger King, iTunes, Best Buy,
Bitcoin,
like, they take,
Blood Diamonds.
They
Yeah,
take literally any. I heard it. I was like, as I'm saying this, I'm like, "Do you say Blood Diamonds?" Yeah, he did. Yeah. I want to make a cryptocurrency called Blood Diamonds.
it already exists.
Oh, damn it! All right.
What about butt
Well,
diamonds?
actually, I'm sorry. The cryptocurrency might not. But the other thing. Now we're a happy podcast.
Anyway, Brian, what did you learn today?
We don't talk about that
I learned-
shit.
I'm not really that squeamish, but I guess I really was with that finger trap thing. Oh,
I am too, but for whatever reason in that moment, I fucking loved it.
I never realized how actual squeamish I was about that entire part.
Spence?
Goblins, I don't like them.
No, I'm trying to learn when it's okay to be sociopathic looking. I don't know. I felt like at some moments when I'm playing the game, we're like, I probably shouldn't be smiling during this part, but I'm enjoying this so much. But then
I
there's other parts.
hysterically laughed during a lot of it.
Yeah, I wasn't ironically laughing sometimes though, but it was just like some of those moments. It was just like other times I was terrified, and other times I was just legitimately enjoying watching people like just the horror of it per se.
Well, it's a game.
Yes,
you're
I would
allowed
never
to laugh.
I would never actually.
Yeah, it's not a serious. It's not a real
If
life.
we were in
scenario.
a room where I saw a trap, I wouldn't push you to go to it. Yes, and I think that's the well. Maybe there we go.
It's
Just
the
so
aspect of it's a game, so you're gonna be more.
you could use this for evidence, so I end up in a straitjacket one day. It's just because it's a game. I enjoy it because it's a game. There we go.
For you to be a gay jacket.
Anyway, on that note, you've been listening to Shootin' the Shibby. Don't forget you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at @theshibby_shack. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/shibbyshack or Shibby Shack Official.
Shibby Shack Official. Yes.
Check us out on Instagram as well at Shibby Shack Official. You can find us on iTunes. Like us, give us 5 stars, subscribe, and all of that fun stuff. We're also on the Google Music, Spotify, Player.fm, TuneIn Radio.
Not just any music, the Google Music.
I was hoping you'd ignore that.
I would never ignore anything you say. Like I'm sitting. It's just like at my family Christmas when they're watching me and handing me shots just so I fuck up while playing the trumpet. They don't give a shit about the music itself. They just want to watch me mess up.
That's true.
This is me paying it forward to you, Bob.
Honestly, it's probably
Continue.
why my girlfriend's still with me, because I fuck up on words all the time. But that's a whole nother story.
Dude, I need to find a girl like yours because I'll be fucking slaying.
Oh, yeah. She makes fun of me constantly for my lack of speaking ability and texting ability.
Good thing you started a podcast.
Exactly. Good thing I work in radio.
Precisely.
But yeah, also check us our see, just like that, our website, shootintheshibby.podbean.com. Special thanks to Bethany over at Crafters Quest.
Oh, someone's getting nervous.
I am. Crafters Quest for making our awesome logo and graphics package that you see pretty much everywhere. Our good friend DJ Quads, we hope to have him on the show at some point in the near future.
If it makes you feel better, on the Full Slice podcast, I was practically ending their show without... Or no, I was... When you weren't here and he was here, I started ending it before I even plugged his podcast, and he kind of chirped in and took it over, and I just gnawed on my fist. Like, just that... Oh!
It's like, oh, God
yeah,
damn it.
Precisely, so...
But yeah,
You're doing great, champ.
Also, make sure you can check us out on Twitch, where we stream live every single Monday, right around 8 o'clock ish, give or take. You can check us out on twitch.tv/shibby_shack. Every now and then we'll stream games just like Until Dawn. Every now and then I'll also play, and Brian and Spencer will play too.
I want like Elmo's Number Adventure next that we need a break. I'll do another go of Until Dawn. We'll do it around Christmas time, get you in the holiday spirits.
Nothing says Merry Christmas like dead teenagers.
And cutting your fingers
Brian
off
said.
to avoid a murder.
Yes. Yeah. So for one final time, for Brian.
They're all 18 and 19, by the way. The kids in Until Dawn. That's my fact. I'm going to go shut down the stream now.
Cool. Good to know. But for Brian and for Spencer.
I promise I'm not a psychopath.
You sure? Maybe.
You're supposed to keep talking without the
Yes.
awkward silence?
Anyway.
You did the opposite of what I wanted. God damn, I don't want to do this anymore.
For Spencer, I'm
Fuck
Bob.
you.
Thank you so much for listening to Shootin' the Shibby.
Podcast is stupid.
I like to